What's up guys, my name is Jake Towell and welcome back to my art series where I share with you guys some art pieces throughout my art career. Today we have a very interesting piece. I really love this piece for many reasons, but what's really interesting about this piece is up until then, it's not the first piece I've ever drawn without blood. If you've seen my past art, you know I draw lots and lots of blood, but this one was one with zero blood in it, and actually that was the caption of my Instagram post at the time when I posted it, was here's something with a little less blood in it. But this one is really cool. I never did a landscape piece before this one right here, and I wanted to attack that, and I knew I was capable of doing it. I knew I really wanted to do it, and this one came out absolutely sick, and I'm really proud of it. And this one is called No More Cold Moon. I'm really excited to talk about this one. It's gonna be a really quick video as there isn't a ton of stuff to talk about, but I really like this piece. So let's get right into the sketchwork phase. So if you could imagine, if you've seen past videos, the sketchwork phase can show you if I knew exactly what I wanted to do, or I had this concept that I didn't really have fleshed out. Here, everything is super clear. I don't even know how distinguishable this is from final rendered image, but it is super solid. Everything in this sketch phase is exactly what I went through with, and it's just super clean, which is more common than not with my sketch phases. I try to keep my sketches very tight before the line work. As you can see, I knew exactly what I wanted to do here. So without further ado, let's get right into the line work. Yep, I mean, once again, just fleshing that out. Really clean line work. I'm posting things chronologically as I've made them in time, and my line work at this point is getting better and better. It's not perfect. You couldn't tell. I can tell because it's my work, but my style is really defining itself during this time period. But this line work is super clean. I'm really proud of it. Everything really filling and dense, and it looks really cool. So without further ado, let's get right into the fully rendered image. All right, here we have No More Cold Moon. I don't know exactly why I called it that. I think it's because it's like a summer landscape, a very warm and vibrant landscape, and we have this moon up here that just looks absolutely crazy. What's funny, actually fun fact about this moon is this used to be my profile picture before my profile picture now. You can tell from my profile picture now that it took a lot of inspiration from this moon, and it was my profile picture for probably a year. But starting in the foreground, we have these my thought was the top of the trees. So you're kind of looking down a landscape, and the top of the trees have this really cool mossy green with this kind of bluish green shadow on it, and it looks really cool. You can tell there's a lot of small details like those leaves poking out that really show that it is a tree. We see that tree mimicking the landscape horizon line back here. And what's funny is I've always made landscapes like this. Like I said, I've never made a landscape before, like fully landscape image, but I've always done it where they overlap. So if you've seen past pieces such as the boom pieces, for example, those have overlapping landscape. When you move past this tree line, we get into this grassy pasture here. We have this really vibrant rounded grass hills, and I really love how each dimension and farther you go back in different elements of this landscape, there's different techniques. So these treetops were very wavy, very smooth, circular. This grass is very spiky, sporadic as grass really is. And I put these 3 boulders, well, it looks like 4 actually, these different boulders in the grass just to give it a little bit more dimension and also mimic those really cool mountains on the horizon line there. We have this rock here. I have 2 little ones that look kind of like teeth. I drew teeth like this a lot, so I rendered teeth in this way a lot at the time. And it honestly just kind of brings it back to those mountains that look really nice and break up the composition nicely. So let's talk about those mountains now. These mountains are crazy. Really cool colors in these mountains. I love like the dark grayish purple and blue. The mountain element is just something that, I don't know, brings it all together. We have a lot of roundness, we have a little spikiness, and we have those spiky mountains to kind of bring your eye up into the composition, into the moon. And I think those mountains look really sick, and I'm really proud of that. Getting smaller the farther back you go. And before we talk about the moon, I have this really nice looking background going from a little bit of yellow to orange to red to purple to blue. I do a lot of my backgrounds. If there's a sky background in any of my pieces, generally I will follow that set of colors in the composition to do the background. Even in my modern pieces, I just posted a brand new piece here in the big 2025 years after this one, and I use the exact same render style for the sky in the background. So it's a really nice sky, and I think those colors really bring it all together with those really bright greens. So without further ado, this really sick moon. I don't know where I got inspiration to do this. Well, I didn't. As you could probably imagine, I just made it up. But he looks really, really cool. He's got, oh yeah. See, this derives from my old pieces, Hook Chomp City, where I made those moons up in the left side of that composition. I was really just attached to that design from that piece, and it came back over and over again, even in my I Spy book series. If you want my I Spy book, link in the description down below. If you haven't seen any of those illustrations from that I Spy book, check out the past videos. Something about this shape in this design I was really gravitated towards. What's cool about this is it's the only thing with colored line, and it sets it back in the composition as a moon should, but it's also it's the focal point of the piece, and there's so much layers and dimensions to something like this piece that it's so simple, and that's why I'm sharing it with you today, because I'm really, really proud of it. We got like the nostrils of the moon, which is pretty cool. It's got an eye socket hole, which is something I drew a lot of back in the day. Got his eyeballs hanging from the top there, tongue around, and something really cool is his teeth kind of mimic the shape of him, those really spiky, round, triangle-esque shapes. But he looks really, really cool, and like I said, he was my profile picture for a very long time. But overall, that is No More Cold Moon. Really, really love this piece. It looks so, so cool. I am making shirts very, very soon, merch coming soon, and I'm going to do a ton of shirts with this design on the back of it. If you want prints of this piece, it looks so good printed out. If you want prints of this piece, also go check that out. Link in the description down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you enjoy my art and want to see other videos, I have tons of art videos. I'm going to be posting a lot more on this channel, so consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.